In today's video, we are going to look at not one, not two, but 3 new plugins from Kiive Audio. The interesting part about these plugins are they are emulations of some of the great hardware units made from AudioScape. Before we do get started, if you're interested in my custom-made mixing and mastering presets or my mixing and mastering services, please make sure to check me out at mixandmastermysong.com. Let's go. Okay, the first plugin is the Golden 58. The hardware unit is a 2-channel microphone tube preamp that delivers 56 dB of gain utilizing 6 tubes. Now, while we won't be able to use it on a mic since it's a plugin, it can add some tube warmth to anything we put it on. And the best part is we don't have to change the tubes. Let's hear it on some drums. All right, so you can hear already just turning that on and off, we got a little extra like oomph in the low end and just added a touch bit more warmth. Now we can really grind this out and make it sound dirty as well. Let's turn up the gain and then possibly switch it from line to mic. So we're starting to get a lot of that thickness now, which sounds really good. Now let me dial this back and let's turn it on a mic, and then we can, use this as a distortion box. So really cool. Well, I like the fact that Kiive Audio gives you this audio gain option here, which makes it so we can distort the hell out of it, but it doesn't change the gain. So we're just hearing to how it sounds. Last couple switches on this thing. You have a polarity switch if you need it. And then there's also this full or voice switch. Now this is for if you're using this on more as a mic pre possibly, but if you hit this voice switch, it will put a 40 Hertz cut on there to kind of clean up some of the rumble that you might have when recording vocals. So check it out. If I play this with the drums, you'll hear the low and kind of fall back a bit. So you hear the low end just kind of cut down a bit, and that's great for you if you're using this on vocals or something where you don't want as much low end. The next plugin is the VCOM. This unit is a recreation of the Gates stay level. Now AudioScape made 2 versions of this hardware unit, so you actually get 2 units for the price of 1 plugin. And you can switch between the 2 different units with this style button, either clicking mod for modern or V for vintage, and you see the plugin actually changes. So that's cool to have both of those models. Now the original compressor doesn't have a set attack or release, and neither does this one, but you can change the attack settings with the mode switch. The first option is single mode. This mode expands program-dependent audio transients for a very slow response, allowing faster attack transients to bypass compression for the maximum transient punch. If I didn't take that right from the manual, you'll never know. The second one is the double mode, okay? This mode comes closer to the program-dependent response achieved in the original tube-based compressor that was made by Gates. And lastly, this triple mode here combines faster attack and release, although the release is still quite slow. This might give you more of a kind of Fairchild type sound. All right, so let's check this thing out on bass. We'll switch back to single mode and see what this thing can do. I'm just such a fan of these kind of compressors. The only other plugin one I know is by Arturia, which I love that one too, and I've used that for years. But this is now we have a second one that does, the same thing, and I haven't compared the 2 yet, but I'm sure they sound close. This one might sound better because it's newer, who knows? But the thing I love about this compressor is, you saw we're compressing like, what, 20 dB according to the meter, but it still sounds like punchy and thick, and it doesn't sound over compressed. And that's what's always so great about these kinds of compressors. Now, some other options they have is stock and drive obviously will give you a little bit more drive. Let's turn that on and play with it. Now, obviously that is quite a bit louder, but you can see where that could be helpful. If we have a bass that's just not cutting through in the mix, hit that drive, we'll get a little bit more distortion and girth from it, and it will help cut through the mix. Now, I'm just gonna go back to stock, and we'll run through these different modes so you can hear the difference between the attack and release times. So you can hear, I mean, we're compressing this thing a lot, but as we change it, the attack time seems to be getting a bit faster, which is, you know, making it compress faster and distorting the bass a bit more. One last thing, just so you guys can hear it, let me go back to single mode so we're not hitting this thing so hard. And let's actually back it off a little bit. And then I'm just gonna switch between the modern and the vintage styles so you guys can hear the difference. All right, the last plugin and probably my favorite of the bunch is the XL305R. This is AudioScape's recreation of the XL305, a spring reverb used extensively in the 70s and 80s. What's really unique about this plugin is you get the AudioScape XL305, but with a switch of a button, you can switch to the original XL305. Let's check this out on some drums. So as you can hear, by switching those, we get two kind of unique different sounds, which is, once again, almost like the compressor, two plugins in one. Now, you also have this mono drive and then a mono return, which is a nice feature to have. Let's play with that really quick. So if you do want to return mono, you can do this. Now, what's really unique about this plugin and what I like about it is you have 4 different frequency bands that you can change the sound of the reverb with. Let's check it out. So really cool how fast you can change the sound of your reverb with those. And I know you can do this with other plugins, but sometimes just the knobs and not seeing things, just changing it just was a very intuitive way to get a different reverb sound than what we had to start with. And then lastly, you have this link and unlink, which is nice. You can link the channels or unlink them. So we could unlink this, right? And let's bring all these back to 0 again. But then let's boost these top ends and then cut these ones. Or no, just boost the top ones and see what it sounds like. So that sounds pretty strange, but you can see how that could be useful if you did it in a much less intrusive way. If we just dial these all back a bit, let's bring these back to 0, right? And let's just cut these a little bit, but boost those to see what that sounds like. So that's something you might be able to use a little more just to get a little bit of separation between your left and right channel, which can sometimes make things sound bigger. So those are the 3 new plugins from Kiive Audio and AudioScape. Let me know what you guys think about them in the comments below. If you do need your songs mixed or mastered, hit me up at mixandmastermysong.com. Talk to you guys soon.